Hi, I'm Stephanie from Crosscut Sewing, and I have Amanda with me today, and we're going to make a really fun and easy project, stuffed pumpkins. These are a classroom favorite, and you can make an individual pumpkin or you can make a little stack like this. I like to make some in fall fabrics because then you can leave them out for a couple of months, but they also look really nice in Halloween fabrics. So for these, you will need a few things. You'll need some fabric for whatever size pumpkin that you want, and you can download the template. I made this easy by making templates for these, but if you're only making one, you can just grab a plate or something circular and just trace around it. So whichever size you want, you can cut it out. For the large and the extra large, you just have to tape the two sides together. I also have some decorations. So you can decorate these however you like. I like to use these corks for stems, and you can find these at most craft stores. I usually add a few leaves and sometimes some twine. If you can see some stuffing poking out, you can cover that up, and some ribbon to make a bow, or you can buy bows, and some floss and a hand sewing needle and some stuffing. I have about an ounce of stuffing there for the large size. So let's get started. Amanda's just going to go ahead and trace around that. Let's put a weight on there. And you can go ahead and trace that out. And we do need two pieces, so we do have two layers of fabric here. Yep, that looks good. All right. So now I'll go ahead and cut this out. So the good thing about these is that they don't have to be perfect, because real pumpkins always have kind of a little bit of funny shape. So if you don't cut or don't sew perfect, I think it just adds character. Okay, so before we sew these together, I'm going to take one piece. I'm going to fold it in half to find the center, and then kind of fold it in half again. So I know that this right here is the center, and I'm just going to make a little snip like that, and that's so we can turn it around. We can always make it bigger if we need to, but you don't want to make it too big to start. Now I'm going to place these right sides together. This is solid fabric, so you can't really tell the right side and the wrong side, but if you had a print fabric, you want to make sure that they are right sides together. So why don't you throw a couple on? So we're going to put some clips around this to hold it together. We're going to sew around this whole thing because our opening to turn it is here. So we're going to sew right around in one whole circle. So how about I get you set up? Okay. There we go. And just go slow and a little bit at a time to get around that curve.
Okay.
Backstitch. Great. Okay, so now we're going to turn it through this opening that we have here. And we can maybe use one of these little chopsticks here to... Sometimes these tools come in the bag of stuffing, so it's kind of handy. There we go. And I'm not worried about getting it too perfect, because once we stuff it, it's going to look great. So I'm going to grab some of my stuffing here.
Can I do a little?
Yeah, grab some. There we go. Try to like get it into the edges there. Yeah. stuff this as much or as little as you like. You don't want to stuff it too much. You want to leave yourself a little bit of room to do the sections. All right, so that looks pretty good. So it doesn't really look much like a pumpkin until we add the little sections with our floss here. So in order to see if I have enough floss for whatever size I'm making, I just wrap it around as many times as I'm going to wrap it for our project and then cut it. And that's kind of how I see how much I need. So I have this threaded, probably with more than I need. And I have a knot at the end. So I'm going to go right through the middle here and out through the bottom. And I want to make sure my knot's going to hold. And then I'm going to come back in and do that again and try to get pretty close to the same spot. I like to kind of go opposite sides with this. Kind of pull it as you go to start making those sections. Again, this doesn't have to be perfectly even. I'm going to do a couple more. I think I like to usually have about 6.
Can I do one?
You want to do one? Yeah. Here you go. So just go kind of pull it as you go and go right through the middle. Right down through the middle. Yeah, there you go. Yep, good. And that's it. So I'm going to tie this in a knot. Maybe even a couple of knots. To anchor those stitches, and then we get to do the fun part, which is decorating it. So we cut this probably a little big. We could probably have cut this a little bit smaller so we wouldn't have so much to cover up, but it'll be okay. So I'm going to grab my stem, which rolled under here, and we're going to start by gluing that down. So I have my hot glue gun here. So if I was making a stack, I wouldn't decorate the bottom ones. And I usually just hot glue these all together, but you could hand stitch them too. So to cover up some of this, I'm going to use some of this twine. And then maybe do one of these big ones. Like that.
Can I do one?
Yeah, you can pop that right in here. There's the glue on it. You can stick it right in. Have it go like right there. That way. All right, grab that bow.
Bow.
Yes. And let's put that on. Right in the front there. What do you think?
I like it.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, so that is our pumpkin. If you make these, we would love to see, so please share it with #CrosscutSewing. Thanks for watching and happy sewing.